If you're exhausted emotionally, something starts to happen. You start to actually drive down the highway of life with emotions as your roadmap. We've all been there. And when emotions are your roadmap, emotions cause you to start to think things and judge things through a paradigm that's not accurate. And the reason I can tell you it's not accurate is because right after that happens, you end up going into a new situation. And in this new situation, all of a sudden, you view the whole thing different. And that's when you say to yourself, oh my gosh, it wasn't accurate. It wasn't true. What I saw, what I heard, what I thought, what I felt wasn't actually true. That's not what really happened. What's really happening instead is this thing over here. And in your mind, you're saying to yourself, it's going to be fine. I'm going to push through. But in your heart, you don't believe it. In your heart, you're just exhausted. And so you start to medicate with watching too much TV, eating more food than you should, drinking more than you should, all kinds of other activities that are also really bad for you, and basically letting the time just tick away, day after day after day after day after day. Anybody here ever done any of that? I have. Just wasted a day. There's going to be crap that goes wrong. It's going to be hard. You're not going to want to get up some mornings. You're not going to want to go to work and fire somebody. Your heart will be racing. Your stomach will be in turmoil. You'll be sick to your stomach, literally. You think, am I doing the right thing? Oh my gosh, am I doing the right thing? And you'll go into a room not 100% sure. Anybody here go into a room to fire somebody and you're just not 100% sure, but you still went through it? But then a week later, when all the comebacks came rolling in, you said, I made the right decision. A week later, when customers came in saying, well, Bob always said I could get that for half off, you said, I made the right decision. See, everybody here in this room has got something that you're fighting with, that you're wrestling with, something you're trying to wrap your head around. Everybody. If you're truly chasing excellence, that means you are at the edge, like right here, of all of your understanding. If you live life here and not at the edge, you're not growing, you're not learning, you're not ever getting to a new wall. Instead, you hit a few walls and you said, oh, this is safe. I'll just make 90 grand a year for the rest of my life. Or maybe next year I'll make 91,000. I'll let myself go that far. And if you keep just barely letting yourself adjust, barely giving yourself more room, one day you look up and half your life's gone. It's not about money. It's not about really time. At the end of the day, it's about what you're investing in. And none of you, we've all heard the saying, are going to lay on your deathbed and say, I should have invested more time, more money in my job. You're just not going to. But what I am trying to tell you is, if you could not do any more time or any more money into something, but yet get way more time and get way more money back, wouldn't you want to do it? Wouldn't you want to have a better life? Wouldn't you want to have more going in the right direction versus more going in the wrong direction? A lot of us in this room, you'll say to me, Aaron, 75% of my life is off the rails. 25% I feel like I've kind of got my hands wrapped around. I just feel like a mess. And when you're in that spot and you're just faking it and faking it and faking it, the only way you can fake it is if everything is familiar, because this way here, I can remember all my lies, not to everyone else, but to me. Have you read that book, guys? Leadership and Self-Deception. Have you read that book? The 97% of the rest of you, read that book by the Harbinger Institute, Leadership and Self-Deception. In the book, the man says, you're laying in bed, your wife put the baby down, she's asleep, now you're asleep, you wake up and you hear the baby crying. When you hear the baby crying, you think to yourself, man, I should probably jump up and take care of that baby for my wife. Then a few seconds goes by, maybe she'll stop crying. Baby keeps crying, you go, well, crap, why doesn't she get up and take care of that baby? I mean, I work all day. Doesn't she know what I do for this family? She's faking it. She's awake right now. She's not rolling over and taking care of that baby because she's trying to make me do. She's trying to teach me a lesson. I know what's going on now. She's manipulating me. And the whole time, what's the guy doing? He is betraying himself. Because see, a man cannot say to himself, I will not help my wife and help my baby. But if he says, I've been wronged, now I can say, I won't get up and help my wife and help my baby. So he lies to himself to allow himself to not betray his own morals and ethics. Because none of us can. None of you can actually do something outside of your own ethics. So what you do is you betray yourself by telling yourself an untruth to get yourself to do a certain behavior. Many of you in this room right now are lying to yourselves. I'm lying to myself. Anytime we get comfortable, we've lied to ourselves. And anytime we've actually dramatized the edge and made this a bigger deal than it really is and thought if I fall, it'll be the end, you've actually pushed it again too far. See, there's going to be a wall. You're going to run and you're going to hit a wall. Things are going to go wrong. You're going to get to a cliff and it's going to be scary. And you're going to go, I don't know what's over here. I don't know how to do it. And when you don't know how to do it, guess what? You're finally living again. When you have to sit down and think, how do I create an all-new marketing plan because what I'm doing is not working? And you have to dig deep and get creative and come up with something. You're living again. When you have no technicians and people are quitting and walking out and you go through that Rolodex and you're going through all the different names and all the old files and all the old emails and all the names in your phone searching the word technician, trying to find somebody, and you find somebody and you dig deep. And when you know you found that person and they show up and you're going, oh my gosh, I was able to do it when I had to do it. And then some of you who have given up, and then one of our coaches, one of our other members beat you up a little bit because you admitted you hadn't placed an ad in like 45 days, but yet you're telling everybody you're looking for someone when you're not. And then somebody called you out, you said to yourself, oh my gosh, this is nuts. I've been lying to myself. I've been telling everybody I'm looking for a technician. Who here has said that? I'm looking for a technician. And there's not a current ad up when you say it. I mean, you have to dig deep. You have to understand what's going on. Every one of you are running down this path of life. Something's going to go wrong. I'm asking you, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to get out of where you're at? Well, Aaron, my life's pretty good. Could it be better? Is it not on you to make it better so that you can model for your children that your ceiling can be their floor? Is it not better for you to be the change in your entire family tree? Why do we keep doing the same thing? Well, my dad grinded it out, I'm going to grind it out. Does that make it right? Well, my parents were broke and they lived off of nothing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Does that make it right? Who here wants to be able to write a check and help somebody? Wow, only a third of you want to help anybody. Well, Aaron, I don't really want to raise my hand. I'm tired, it's early. Either you want to step up or you don't. Either you spent money to come here and go for it or you don't. Now, I'm going to pause for a second. Some of you might derail my message. Message is over there, I'm over here. Some of you came here just wanting to change a little bit. You thought you had it figured out. I'm going to tell you, I don't have it figured out, and neither does everybody else in this room. But there is a magic happening with all of us together, and I cannot explain it, but answers come out of here. And when answers come out of here, you can either go and get your bucket and dip it in that well of life, or you can go over here, just get by yourself, be an isolationist, get it back on your little island, and tell yourself you've got it all figured out. But I'm here to tell you, there's so much more. Now I'm going to get back to my message. But no, I'm going to hold on a second. Some of you really have lied to yourselves. You came here telling yourself that you're going to just get a few ideas. If I just get a couple nuggets, it'll be okay. Why have you still not embraced the water that you got last time that you told yourself, this tastes so good? This is so refreshing. Where has it been my whole life? Why have I been striving? Why have I been working so hard? And you show up and someone here paints this picture and you go, it's so easy. Why have I not been listening? So back to the story, or back to the message. Success leaves clues. When you get up against a wall, if the crumbs go up to the wall and go over the wall, what do? You climb the freaking wall. Well, Aaron, I don't have a rope. I don't have a ladder. I don't have to be resourceful. Go get a grocery cart and lay it on its side, get a spare tire or a box, and you just keep doing what you got to do, and you climb that wall. Who here opened their shops with almost nothing in the bank? You know exactly what I'm talking about. You were resourceful. You dug deep. You had only time and you had your knowledge. It's all you had. I'm here to ask you guys right now, be resourceful. What if your life could be this big? I mean, what if it could be so much bigger? There's people that are depending on you. Anybody here in the last 6 months have someone come up to you and tell you that you have impacted their life and you know you could not have done it without the breakthrough you've been having recently? Is there anybody in the room? All right. And I'm sure there's been people before that and before that. Those people that were impacted by you changing would not have had that breakthrough without you changing. I know there's people in this room I have impacted that you would not have had your breakthrough had I not gone through and not stopped and kept pushing it and got to where I'm at today. You wouldn't have the friends you have in this room. Somebody else would have done something, but it wouldn't be this something. And I'm here to tell you, you have your something. I'm not meant to be your end all. I mean, guys, this is supposed to be a launch pad. Some of you think I'm going to go to Shop Fix, I'm going to learn all this stuff, and this is what I'm going to do. No. It's so much bigger than that. You're supposed to go back to your community, impact your town, impact your neighborhood, impact your church, impact your local government, do whatever you're supposed to do. Guys, there's people in this room that are mayors and commissioners, even governors and senators, but you're just shy, you're scared, you don't think you believe it. You look down on yourself too much. You're capable. But I'm going to tell you, you cannot change the world till you can freaking write the check. If you think going out and picketing and supporting and doing 5 hours of labor is going to change the world, you're crazy. You know who runs this world? People that got money. So when are you going to get yours? Who's got your money? Your customers got your money. Who needs the services? Your customers. Who's going to provide those services? You are. You've got to decide you're going to go back and change your life, and you're going to do whatever you got to do to create impact, to put your mark on the world. Otherwise, you'll be another blip on the radar. You will not be significant. You won't be anything special. We'll all forget you. You may go, Aaron, that's kind of hurtful. It's true. Nobody remembers a lowly little shop owner. People remember impact. People remember world changers. People remember people that go into communities and radically just come in and say, this isn't how we're doing it. We're going to do it this way. We're going to do it with excellence. We're going to do this, and this, and have vision and have ideas and are alive. You know why? Because everybody else is walking around dead. Nobody else is alive. Nobody else is living on the edge, always learning. Very few people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s are still living. They're already dead. They've already checked out. They've already planned their retirement. They've already said, my impact is not important anymore. I'm asking you to say your impact's a big deal. I'm asking you to stop and think for a second and say to yourself, I'm going to make an impact until the day I die. I will use this shop as a tool in my tool belt. This will get me to the next level, then the next thing is going to get me to the level after that. The next thing is going to get me to the level after that. And I will have enough money to make impact and do things that my father, my mother, all my friends have never been able to do, because I'm not going to blow this opportunity. I'm not going to waste it. I can talk to you about average ticket. I can talk to you about car count. I can talk to you about different ways to market, talk to you about different ways to read your balance sheet and your P&L. None of that freaking matters if emotionally you're exhausted and tired because you haven't given yourself one freaking second to sit and listen to your own heart speak. Your own heart has passions, it has desires, it has things it wants to do. But when have you listened to them? When have you let yourself dream? When have you listened to your wife and let her tell you everything she's dreaming and said, I'm going to freaking go out and find a way to make that happen for her? When have you listened to your husband? When have you listened to your son tell you, I have a dream and I want to do blah, 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 and you said, I'm going to find a way to go make that happen for them? When have you done that? We get so emotionally tired, but one of the reasons we do is because we don't connect with our emotions. You are an emotional being. You are a human. You are not a robot. Yes, the numbers are the boss. Yes, numbers give you direction. Yes, numbers are the key to all of it. But at the end of the day, you are a human being that needs love, that needs affection, that needs care, that needs people to surround them and be their friend, that doesn't want to be lonely, that wants to be with others and make impact in the world.